nobody gets as many yes as we do. So there's no limit to, you know.
Have you already like thought about different venues like on Gaza days? I mean, like this festival.
Yeah,
and
the night venues on the Wednesday will probably be Pumpehusen.
Okay.
That's an old venue which is kind of getting renewed right now. That's at the end of Studieshalle next to the Palace Cinema. That's the night venue, yeah? And then on the Thursday, probably the Korsgade Sports Hall in Korsgade, which is the same like last year. Friday, Saturday is probably going to be the Carlsberg Bühne. There's a lot of space there as well. So that, I mean, it's endless size. And there are actually several rooms, indoor spaces there that we can use, but that are not suited for party because there aren't enough fire exits. So it's like there's some very big rooms with some very, very beautiful machines from the old days from the Carlsberg breweries. And there's space for 3,000 people in the room, but from the fire department there's only allowed to be 100 or 200. So that is a space that we cannot use as a party space because, yeah. But it could be used for an installation, and there are some quite amazing, I mean actually maybe it's too good looking to not take the focus away from your project, because these rooms are like huge monuments with kind of, there was the energy central for the whole area. So it's like engines that are 3 times the size of this room here. Engines, old engines from, you know, 100-year-old engines that create, you know, like this. And they are, I don't know how they managed to build so many beautiful machines and things in the Carlsberg Brewery, but there are some amazing buildings in there. So that's for the Friday and Saturday. And I'm pretty sure we should work on this. If you want to do a project by day and a project by night, not projects in the streets and not projects in the party, we should definitely choose the Friday, Saturday venue, because then it can be used for 2 days without being moved.
Yeah, but we actually had the idea to move it, so because
Okay.
so like the initial idea about distortion was that it's so live and that it's so moving around, and we thought, okay, like the special task would be, which is also demanding and unusual for architecture, is to have something which can actually be installed at different locations, which can then capture the moment of the space and the moment of the time, and so to actually be able to move. So to say, okay, it's on one day it's next to Studiestal, and then it's going to Nürburgring, and then it's going there. And I think with the Americans and us, we have also the power to move this thing around. And which would then be great to have like different constellation, and then it kind of configures in the very end, and then Carlsberg in a marvelous space, and then enhances the space. It would be really a kind of nice idea to have this kind of, and see how does architecture behave in different places, and how do people also react differently if they are at different times and spaces.
Well, mobility is one of our rules, so if you move on, that's great.
I don't know, I mean, the adaptability is one of the prime sort of design criteria we're sort of setting for the project. I think the project itself will still be rather permanent type of installation versus sort of not that we're ruling out inflatable structures or anything like that, but that it will be a piece of architecture. So, and like Martin said, the American students are actually going to be coming to Copenhagen to take part in the festival and help with the moving of this structure around the city. Okay. So we're going to have the people to be able to move it around. So it would be, and whether we choose to only do the day venues or the night venues or both or everything, we don't know yet. I think that that's sort of something we have to see what we come up with as a team, and you know, appropriate things and so forth. But it's just a good start to understand the scope of the festival and the potentials for the different locations. I think that whether it's sort of a purely interior installation, or whether it also can be, you know, out in the rain, or whether, you know, people can jump on top of it, or with those decisions we haven't come to yet. So
We usually do a parade on the Friday, so if your thing is ultra mobile, then you can parade with us.
that was on Friday.
On the Friday, yeah.
That's
We try to
during the
parade
day.
also Wednesday and Thursday, but there's not space anymore, like in the streets, because now it's like 8, 10, 12,000 people concentrated in one area, so we can't pass through the parade. Only on the Friday, because Listerborg is more spread.
Oh yes.
But both in the city and Nørrebro are quite, very dense. We might work with Nørrebrogade instead of Blågårdsplads, because there's, they've been working politically on closing off the street traffic on Nørrebrogade.
Yeah.
And so maybe there would be an idea for the commune or motivation for them to put us, we'll ask them if they want to, and if they want to, then we'll do it just because for us it doesn't make a big difference. But we try to please the commune since they fund us. So they might want to be on Nørrebrogade. We have just had this idea that maybe they'll think it's more fun to be on to make Nørrebrogade into a walking street for that day. So let's see, but otherwise Blågårdsplads is still going to be our center on Nørrebro. And Ingherplads in Vesterbo. And we can soon think of blocking the whole of Eastergade, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Alright.
Maybe as a result of this year, next year they'll say, okay, we'll shut down Eastergade. The main problem is not the cars, it's the buses actually. The bus traffic, because stopping the car traffic, they don't care. The police are happy, but the bus is like a 3-month process to,
Make a tour around.
yeah, and it costs them money as well, that they have to pay out to facilitate for the, so it's fine, they will do it, but only when it's necessary. So there has to be 1 year where we make it necessary.
So I think that there's a decision that we probably have to make is how many times a day we want to move the thing. So whether we just want to have 5 locations and move it once every day, which may be the best thing, and then we sort of choose a venue that can be, is either a day one or a night one, or maybe it can be a bit of both. I don't know yet, but like Martin was suggesting, to have a variety of different types of spaces would be really exciting, I think, try and like jam it into a small room in one place, another time have it in a huge cavern, and another time have it outside in a square, and have people be able to interact with it in different ways.
In the street there's the issue of sound. If you have a sound installation, then it's not good that it's too close to a stage.
No, maybe it is.
Yeah.
We want to use the sound, and so maybe it's really good to have like
I think that
But there's we should have a little bit of a dialogue as you go along, because I can quickly tell you, be careful with this problem that you might not think about.
Yeah.
But
I think our schedule is that we say, it's a moment we are really mapping everything. So we're looking at effects, and we're looking at the sides and whatever. And then we right now we're then going into materials and into making probes, and then coming up with a design idea somehow, and then shooting this out to kind of having like one idea. And I think it would be really